For those of you who are content creators, how long are your videos? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? Maybe half an hour? Well, there's hundreds of videos that are an hour long at least. And if you've ever dipped your toes in video production, you would know that work like that takes days upon days to create. And sometimes that might just be writing out the script. Scripting, filming, editing, and post-production are just some of the factors that make up a video. And turning that process to make a video that is hours long can be extremely difficult to make. But lately, I've been seeing this content becoming common. Like, way too common. For the purpose of this video, I'm sticking to long-form content that focuses on media criticism. Because, quite honestly, I have no room to talk about things that are gameplay videos or anything outside of media criticism. Because I'm just a dumbass who talks about movies and TV shows and is trying to avoid the allegations of being a Sonic YouTuber.
I'll overcome every obstacle with this power!
Also, if the lighting feels like a little better than all of my previous videos, it's because I'm recording this at like 10 o'clock at night and there's a window like right above me. So I hope I don't wake up my neighbors with this. Long-form media criticism can be one of the most beautiful pieces of art being put on YouTube. Yeah, despite the intro to this video, I love watching a 3-hour video on something I know and just getting really invested in that creator's opinion. I still, to this day, find myself rewatching Keon Carline's video on lab rats.
There's a 7-Eleven right next to East High, which means that Troy Bolton probably ate at this 7-Eleven.
He ate a chili dog.
Holy crap!
Getting an audience attention nowadays is extremely difficult. TikTok and Twitter brain rot has become a thing, and getting someone hyper-focused on an hour-long video can easily be destroyed by... No, it's okay. Take your time. However, there's a lot of different techniques that makes a long-form video entertaining to watch. Aside from humor, utilizing your opinions to hook your audience in can go a long way. Whether you're criticizing or praising a piece of media, over-expressing yourself can make a video be watchable. Yeah, I know, it's crazy how basic English can make a boring 3-hour documentary into an exciting and intriguing journey. I mean, come on, would you really like to watch my videos if I talk like this the whole time? This is nothing. This is how I normally talk to people, but what about YouTube? So personally, as long as the creator is being honest and genuine about their opinions while hyping themselves up, hell yeah, I'll watch a 48-minute video about a DreamWorks movie. Though it's not simply what a creator's saying, but how they're saying it. And no, I don't just mean using buzzwords to make the viewers think that the creator is more nuanced and sophisticated than the product they're talking about, but the editing. Holy fuck, I love editing. As someone who constantly tries to improve on their editing, I enjoy watching how a creator's words is being translated to screen. Using all types of images, videos, and effects can heighten the point that the creator is trying to make. And it makes media criticism overall engaging. But once those skills are being put to an hour or two long video, I reached true euphoria. It feels like a real roller coaster of ups and downs throughout the video because of how much work is put into it. How a video is produced shows not only the care put into said product, but can very easily show the intentions behind what the creator is saying. No matter how much a creator can try to mask it behind fancy words, how the video is made around their words can reveal why they're saying their piece. The last thing and the main reason why I love long-form videos is structure. The structure behind your script can make or break any video, let alone a multi-hour long one. It is really easy to get lost in how long the video has gone on for and can incidentally make that video hard to watch. This is why video essays is commonly no longer than 20 to 30 minutes. Because while creators have a lot to say behind a piece of media, turning those thoughts into a cohesive and concise video that goes past that 30-minute mark becomes complicated. Which is why when it works, it really works. Having a video come together and make sense from the beginning of minute 1 to the end of the video 2 hours later is incredible. But when it doesn't work, it becomes a trend. The idea behind long-form content is not bad, but the way creators can abuse this format is what makes it a really shitty trend. All of the techniques I just stated about how to make a monumental achievement can also be used to make a stick drawing of a horse. Because just like AI, some creators can't afford to pick up a pencil and learn. Voicing your opinions in an expressive way is great. Use such flowery language too much though, and all of a sudden people are skipping past the video to try and get to the point. And sometimes the point might never get made because media critics focus on the words that they're using instead of adding some substance behind it. It's bad with every video, but it becomes mildly offensive in long-form content, where it happens more commonly. Audiences never like having their time wasted. If you're creating a 3-hour masterpiece of a video about a video game series or a popular TV show, my suggestion is to use that time wisely. But the videos that span out for 40 minutes to over 2 hours commonly make the mistake of filling in blank space with nice words that mean nothing. Editing can also end up shallow because of how much time is already spent on the video, which, to an extent, I can understand. But the editing needs to reflect how large and ambitious your video is. The less time you spend editing a video, the more obvious it's going to seem like you're making this video for malicious intentions. I've watched long-form videos that talk negatively about a piece of media, and the editing excels.
It's like he's a character from Kung Pao. It's seriously that bad.
She can't hide them forever.
I implore you to reconsider.
And that is because the creator is earnestly critiquing that piece of media. Which brings me to my biggest reason for making this video in the first place. There is a very clear difference between criticism in good faith and in bad faith. You can absolutely point out the problems in any form of art. That is the entire point behind art. You are supposed to talk about what works, where things fell flat, and what can be improved on. That is real criticism. Bad faith criticism, which doesn't even deserve to be called criticism, is when you push past the content you're critiquing to attack an outside source. Whether it be some woke agenda, bashing a character for their ethnicity or gender, and the worst of all, attacking the crew behind the product. This isn't criticism, it's called being an asshole. These shallow, underhanded uses of the platform in a multi-hour video format is what can turn something magical into a bad trend you wish died off years ago. And these types of videos are by far some of the most popular on YouTube, but for all the wrong reasons. The YouTube algorithm is severely damaged by enticing you to watch a video that has a clickbaity title or thumbnail. Because what looks more appealing to the general public? The Final Fantasy VII retrospective or Final Fantasy VII Remake story is hot garbage? Here's why. Steven Universe Future misunderstood, misrepresented, and magnificent, or Steven Universe is garbage and here's why. The Last Jedi 5 years later, or a critique of Star Wars The Last Jedi? Honestly kinda hard to tell with that last, wait, part 1. How many parts are there?
Oh my goodness!
Generally speaking, those types of videos are there for one thing and one thing only: to create controversy. They are made to bait you into watching and splitting a fanbase apart. However, there was one truly scummy thing bad faith criticism in long-form content does. An idea that is beginning to resurface, but now it is time to break my silence. And that one thing is objective opinions. I'm sorry, did I just throw an oxymoron at you? Does the phrase objective opinion not make sense to you? That's because it shouldn't. Opinions are made to be just that. Your own personal thoughts. Your perspective on how you perceive that media you're watching. But creators such as Lillian Orchard use their platform to frame their opinions as fact.
If you are a fan of Steven Universe still watching this video and you think this shit was clever, you got scammed.
They play it off as they know better than people who professionally create these pieces of media for a living, when all it is just a glorified opinion. Opinions I disagree with, but I don't pretend what I say is absolute. I've made it painstakingly obvious that a lot of people are not going to, and shouldn't feel forced to, agree with me just because I'm turning a Twitter post into a video. And you might be thinking that this isn't big of an issue, that this has no long-lasting effect on how people perceive media criticism. And you might be correct, except for two things. One, again, the more popular videos being presented are over an hour long. The longer the video, the more ideas are being implanted. And two, these videos are flooding out the rest because how easy it is to trick the algorithm. Combine that with the impact these creators have on their audiences, and the minds of people can be changed. For all the wrong reasons. We live in a day and age where content creators are influential. And to an extent, I'm all there for it. I think using this platform to inspire people to do the thing they love is great. If this were any other video, I'd love to talk about my personal favorite content creators that helped me get into my passion of wanting to be a film editor one day.
It's way too early in the video to say the F word without getting demonetized. Stuck.
However, this is not that video. Content creators can shape their audience's mind for better or for worse. And in this instance, it can go so wrong. There is a reason CinemaSins is made a total joke. Because while they're assumed to be a parody account, they are absolutely not. And their surface level thinking of film has caused people to think the same at an alarming rate. Godzilla Minus One has recently come out on Netflix and I already want it to be taken off. Not because it's a bad movie, but because I've seen the true horror of people complaining on Twitter about how ugly Godzilla looks, or how cheap the whole movie looks. Yeah, really struggling to have a budget here. There is the looming problem where people look at the smaller aspects on media and assume the entire product is bad. And this is the result of these influential content creators making malicious yet popular content. That one joke someone doesn't like, or a minor inconsistency, boiling down to the most minute mistake, is hammered into your skull to make you believe that the entire product is bad. The things that certain content creators love to keep bringing up at any given opportunity. And yes, maybe this isn't entirely the creator's fault. Sometimes audiences have a habit of not being able to come up with an opinion on their own. But with that same sentiment, how creators present themselves is how their audiences is going to perceive them as. If film critics present themselves as someone who you should absolutely listen to and any other opinion is going to make you look stupid, audiences will learn that bad behavior. It is not only ingenuine, it is downright manipulative. The idea of watching reviews of media instead of watching the original content yourself is wildly spreading as a result. Like I've said in the Avatar video, it is far too easy to write off something without ever absorbing it for yourself. And that is because of the content I've been describing. When bad faith criticism tricks the audience that the creator is smarter than the crew behind the product in question, it is easy to feel like the audience doesn't have to consume the product because, hey, look at this real based video on The Last Jedi. So audiences write off the media they were told were terrible, even if what they were told was complete bullshit. But would someone really go on the internet just to tell lies? Yes they would, and have for far too long. The dishonest and disrespectful way to criticize media nowadays is infuriating. The Mandela effect hits hard, and people start believing things that literally never happened. And this results in people ignoring the themes, directing, character writing, and core essence of these movies because they were told not to even bother investigating. James Gunn's movies are a joke that never take anything seriously. Yeah, look at how much the characters are laughing here. Look at all this nonsense going on in this scene. Superman is so evil here. He's not supposed to act like this. Oh, but of course, because there is no possible explanation and the writers just pulled something out of their ass. Korra is the worst Avatar. She reset the entire Avatar cycle. I know, right? How could she willingly destroy the Avatar cycle? Is she stupid? Sonic will always be terrible. Remember that time he kissed a human? Yes, because look at all that smooching he's doing here. Thank you for reminding me for the 100th time, because you people refuse to look at anything past this scene! Okay, that last bit got a little off topic. While I'm experiencing technical difficulties, this is a reminder to subscribe to my channel and support my Patreon. Anyways, back to the video. Now, is there a way to prevent this level of toxicity going on with media discussion? Can the phrase, media literacy is dead, truly die off so we can properly critique the media we're consuming? Well, not entirely. But there's a very simple cure to this poisonous long-form content that exists purely for discourse bait. And that, my 3 fellow viewers still watching, is... This sounds like way too easy of an answer. But you have no idea how difficult it is to follow through with this sentiment. Media criticism is flooded with the idea that you always need to be the one to have the last word. It doesn't matter how good the quality of the multi-hour video you've worked on for several days. Nor does it matter who you're affecting by abusing your following to make yourself look better than the people who tirelessly work on the media you're shitting on. And it certainly doesn't matter in the state you leave the idea behind media criticism. If you're entertaining enough and you get a lot of views, then who cares, right? That is a sad reality we live in right now. but it doesn't mean we need to conform to it. If you're an aspiring content creator that loves to talk about your favorite piece of media, here are my rules of thumb to make long-form content actually really good. If you're reviewing anything, whether it be a movie, TV show, or game series, never exceed the runtime of the content itself. Even if you're doing a long critique of a 2-hour movie, maybe keep a hard cap at the hour-and-a-half mark. Reread, revise, and maybe even get some outside help. Don't just fly off the handle and move on. Don't be afraid to showcase your voice. As it's been stated, the internet is unforgiving with anybody with an opinion.
If you're negative, you're gonna have the screeching of 1,000 illiterate fucksticks descend upon you like a horde of sweaty, unwashed, transphobic bats. And if you're positive, you're gonna have 100 different shows recommended to you, ranging from the understandable to the downright deranged.
But as long as you're genuine and you're honest about even your hottest takes, then you can become more engaging than you think. And please, feel free to disagree. Critiquing is all about having an honest and respectful conversation about the highs and lows. And even if you have someone on a completely different wavelength than you, that's okay. Not everyone is going to agree with you, and not everyone needs to. Remember, objectivity in media criticism is overrated. And with that sentiment, to all who want to talk about their favorite piece of media, remember that you're sharing this with another human being. It's easy to get lost in a debate about your favorite movie. It's easy to get upset over what game you think is better. But it is infinitely easier to not write an extremely shitty comment. One that might affect a person more than you think. Even if it's towards directors, actors, or someone underneath the film industry, you're not just writing these thoughts out. You are still talking to another person. And hopefully, if you've at all given my advice some thought, maybe we can kill the trend behind long-form content.